Hey everybody, let's do a quick reading before the sun goes down and see what you need to know today. I want to thank you guys for all your subscriptions, the comments, the likes, and all that stuff, the donations. It's a really nice feeling to check YouTube and see a bunch of, messages, and to check my email and to see, thank you. Queen of Swords, King of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. Knight of Cups, bottom of the deck. Page of Cups, Page of Wands. The Wheel. How very interesting. Look at this. A king and a queen working together on the same page. Like both of them are stepping off their high horse to communicate with each other. One's not noticing the other one communicating with them though. Like one's kind of like wondering if it should go this way. But part of them, it's like the mind and the heart. The mind wants to be defensive. The heart wants to give an offer, but the body's facing the other way. So, and then the Wheel of Fortune right here. Destiny. All right, so let's get clarify or what more it needs to be said between the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords. The Glen Corner. Why the Glen Corner? I just heard, wow, right as I asked that, I heard because the queen is defensive and thinks the king is a narcissist. And she's showing this aspect to the king. Okay. Trade what you think for what you feel. I haven't used this deck, the Druid Animal Oracle, in a while. What else on the King and Queen? Why these narcissistic energies? Is it just self-doubt and fear and paranoia, or is it an actual negative energy that's being released and things moving forward in a different direction? Because the king with the Page of Wands looks like he's attempting to communicate with the Queen of Swords, but the Queen of Swords has turned her back on the King of Wands and is only showing her sword to him. She's not even looking at him, she's looking up at the sword. And there's two pages. These two pages could be children, they could be Blackbird, a message. You know, I just noticed I'm trying to read too much into this, and the message seems to be really, really clear. Bottom of the deck, Frog. Let me get one more from a different tarot deck just to clarify what's going on with the page, and the wheel. Because this king feels like he wants to work with the queen, but the queen seems defensive, probably because she's been hurt before. And by the way, switch the genders or roles around however you want, okay? It doesn't have to mean that the king is the man and the queen is the woman. Three of Swords, yeah. The queen's been wounded by the king. The king wants to communicate, but can't get through her defenses. It's like he's trying to communicate through all, this kind of way, through a genuine way, through a passionate way, letting fate do the thing, sending messages through the universe, jumping around, sending messages. It's almost as if, it's not almost as if. This is very clear. let your guard down, because something needs to close up and start over from, or be moved away from. There's work that needs to be done in a connection between two people who have caused pain to each other. One person is blocking the other one off. The other one is continuously attempting to communicate, but getting nowhere because the other one's not hearing it. It's like the wounds listening instead of the heart listening. Yeah, 5 of Swords. This just got real heavy. I'm not going to dig further into this because I want to upload this within at least half an hour. You see this, right? This is on the Queen side, between the Queen and the King. They're both, like, they've both been this. It's not, because these are almost the two most negative energy cards in the fairy deck. But you see this little bird? There's no negativity in here. It's like bringing a message. And notice this rune. You might want to look at or research what that rune means. It looks like the letter F. There's pain, there's betrayal, there's sabotage, there's like all sorts of stuff. But look at the 5 of Swords here. There's someone holding the hand. There's also a rune on her chest again, a sigil, and a child being held and wisdom protecting her, the owls. This pain isn't even pain that broke this person, it's pain that helped this person bloom. I just heard the word, I want to say it's arrogant, but it doesn't sound arrogant. It sounds like, are you gonna again? Like, it's that kind of a word. And like, argonite? I don't know. I don't even want to start digging into that. I want to keep this simple. Let me get you an advice card, and then we can go from there. And I'll pull the advice card from another deck, so in case we have any doubles. What's the advice for the King and Queen in this situation? Without going any further into overcomplicated waters, what is the simple truth that the King and Queen need to acknowledge within themselves to be able to break these issues between them? Hierophant. You haven't been looking at things clearly because there's like a community. The Hierophant is a community card. Traditions, structures, religions, mental programming, ancestral issues, contracts, agreements, things that influence more than just you in the situation, more than just you and this person in the situation. And it doesn't feel like it's been a third party bullshit, whatever. It really feels like there's just a lot of old wounds that people have been, and I take no offense to this, please. People are salty about how they treated each other. But the illumination is already there, the forgiveness is already there, and the Hierophant can also speak of, the structures of God, like the prime creator. Not the demiurge, not the matrix, construct, but the actual source. And then there's 2 ravens here again. Good grief. Your advice, being the Hierophant, maybe your advice is go seek a healer of some kind, an energy healing, do some energy clearing. You have the key within your hand, and the key is within the feminine principle aspect. The left eye, the left hand. Now there's a lot of symbolism with that in itself. Ravens collect shiny things. They are the gatekeepers, the not scavengers, the ones that scour the world and like collect shiny things, they see the magic. So there's look at how this is playing out. 2 little ravens right here, fire and water, Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, and the key is between you two already. Now if you're facing a door that's locked and you have the key, what is required to open the door? Action. One side is taking action from a higher ground and an equal ground, which both are on higher ground and equal ground together. The problem being here, one side is being too mental and rigid regarding the situation, while the other side is being way too forceful and aggressive with the situation, when the key seems to be just communicate. It doesn't, like, in order to work things out, for even to release the karma and to move forward, or to break the patterns of the matrix or the construct, whatever your reality is, right? Whatever your beliefs in your reality are, the key to overcoming this blockage is to work on things together. Doesn't mean that you need to be in a relationship with this person at all, like, see? It doesn't mean that you have to be friends. It doesn't mean you have to do any of that stuff. It simply means there's a blockage preventing you from moving further in life that you need to work on. And once this issue is resolved between these two people, you can move forward. I just heard incentive. What's the incentive? Like, what comes of this if there is going to be action taken during communication? The Tower. Being free. Being freed of the pain, being freed of the sorrows and the issues, being freed of having to defend yourself from every, suitor that comes at your door or messages you. The King, and I'm not feeling a parental vibe from this. I'm not feeling to be honest, I'm having a little bit of issue pinning this down because it's overly simple. There's two people having a problem. There are two other people involved in these two people's problems, and then there's a lot of people involved in the entire community in what these two people are involved in. And it's almost like there have been messages communicated on behalf of these two, but not by these two. And then these two have thought that the connection between them was soured somehow, and they had to protect themselves from each other, when it's been this, like, when two people don't talk to each other, or like there's a family member that's not talking to another family member, and then like other people gossip behind their back, and then these two think that the gossip is true because they hear it through the grapevine. That's what this is. It seems really childish and like high school he said she said stuff. It really does. Yeah. You guys are fine. I don't know, like, what. Your advice being communicate with each other honestly. Let the tower fall. Let the wounds heal. And move away from being the version of yourself that is the Queen of Swords. I mean, think about it this way. I'm being shown this other image, like this, a lonely queen upon her throne is what I just heard. A lonely queen upon her throne, cutting heads off of every man that wants to give her his bone. Like, this guy is wanting to work, or this person wants to work with the queen doesn't want to work with the person. If you do work with this person somehow, the outcome seems to be the Fool and the Queen of Pentacles, meaning you recognize how to have healthier boundaries by realizing you don't need to be cutting to have boundaries. You can have boundaries as the Queen of Coins and be luxurious working on your own stuff without having to defend a wound, because the universe is defending that wound for you, and the universe is asking you to speak to or about this issue with this person to maybe a healer, but then the true healing takes place within you. So in order to really bloom from the pain, you have to confront the wound and the wounder. Whether you do it I'm hearing, don't just sit there in meditation and do it in your head. This actually has to occur in physical 3D. Action, emotional responses stuck in the head. Physical action, tangible results. The universe spinning the wheel of fate into a direction that frees the innocence that's been in you, that's been protected by the wisdom, so that you could heal your broken heart and have the courage to face this wound, to be able to heal it. The key within your freedom is to face the wound without the sword. You already have all the clarity you need. You don't need to hold the sword up and defend yourself. Your light will defend yourself for you without you ever having to lift a weapon up. Over here we have the Ace of Pentacles up in reverse and the Lovers. You've been denying yourself love because of previous pain, and you're being asked to embrace love. Because the things that happen, and oh, look at that one was hiding. Six of Discs. The universe is literally trying to give you love, but you've been blocking it out because of previous past wounds. You've been afraid that, all the people will hurt you again, even if they come at you in like a tiny little bird with new beginnings, blossoming in abundance, but you're like, no, 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 no. And here's another one, Knight of Cups. Behind it, Nine of Wands. It's like, hey, I love you, let's get married. No. I want to give it to you. Let me allow you to make things, allow me to make things better for you. Let me in. No. I want a new beginning. I want to start over. I don't want to deal with the past anymore. I don't want to deal with the wounds anymore. No. We got to move forward. I'm fine. No, you're not. Yes, I am. Let's have drinks. I'm busy. I'm working. And then the universe comes in and says, enough. You both deserve better. You can carry this pain all you want, or you can move towards a better future with each other or without each other. Either way, you've got to move. You can either wait for the tower to move you, or you can take the key within your own hands and face the devil in your own life, because that devil leads you to the Ten of Cups. Here's the Hierophant again. Yeah, the biggest vibration I'm feeling from all of this is like the earth rumbling beneath my feet, and it's like, do it or it'll be done for you. And if it's done for you, the universe is going to make it happen like a tower. If you do it yourself, it'll happen like the Queen of Coins and the Fool card. Let me get one more card. Let's do... Okay, 2. King of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. I don't know how much clearer this can be to you. Most of you that I read for are tarot readers, oracles, teachers, healers yourselves. You've seen all these cards. You already know intuitively what the message is. If your mind is telling you something that's blocking forward progress, even if forward progress means walking through the fire, then you got to check your mind, because your mind's probably still replaying experiences of the past. 10 of Wands, yeah. Lay down the stuff. Lay down the treachery. There's nobody else even in here. Like, you're the only one carrying those wounds. There's no one in the picture of this Five of Swords. You see that? There's no wounded. There's nothing. Someone's literally pitched a tent in the background and like holding on to these swords and saying, no, I'm never going to do this again. Okay, well, then it'll be done for you. All right, I'm going to go upload this. Reading's done, by the way. I hope it serves you. I know it has. I can feel it. And what is this? Stop juggling what you should do and what you shouldn't do. You already know what the right decision is. You have your own moral compass. You don't need me to tell you. Queen of Cups. Oh, you've been protecting her within you. Male or female, you've been protecting the... There she is again. Queen of Coins, King of Wands. Wow. So, I was watching a different card reading earlier today, and the reader mentioned, what is the thing you would regret the most on your deathbed if you didn't do it? You should do it now. And this really seems to be like a very comforting, nurturing message from the universe to you, from your universe to you, and your guides saying, this wound, you're a better person because of what happened to you. But the more you hold on to the petty emotions of you were wronged or victimized, the more you're losing out on what you could actually have. And look at this. Once you stop juggling and like pretending that you don't even see what you need to see, like that ship behind you. See it? You can have everything you've ever wanted, but the conflict has been within you. That energetic conflict is causing, look, another tower right there. It's like the universe is shaking you up to get you to ask different questions regarding your own life instead of replaying the same traumas that occurred in the past. We were all going through this stuff. And today I've had to like release a lot of friendships and a lot of connections I've had. And in the recent weeks, I've seen the true colors of a lot of people, and I didn't like the colors that they were painting not only themselves with, but me. And I ended a 30-year friendship today. 30-year friendship. Because I could not allow myself to continue to trust someone that has lied to me repeatedly throughout multiple lifetimes and continuously pretended that he never lied. And when I asked him earlier, like, if he remembers something that he had told me many years ago, he lied again. So I walked away. But I walked away after knowing the truth, after communicating and confronting the issue and doing it with honesty. I asked the question that was a factual question regarding a situation that occurred, and the individual responded with a lie. I didn't need to do any cutting. I didn't need to do any guessing. I didn't need to pull any cards. I saw the truth for the truth that it is. Does it mean that I'm going to be friends with this person for the rest of my life? I have no idea. And frankly, I don't care. But what I am proud of myself for is that I had the courage and the bravery today to do something that I thought I could never do. So be kind to yourself. The version of you, I'm hearing this really clearly for you, the version of you that will be here tomorrow, which is going to be now. Tomorrow's now is going to be now, the way now is now. So the version of you that's going to be tomorrow, in tomorrow's now, deserves better than to carry the wounds that you have the opportunity to release today. So it's your choice. It always is. We co-create with Source. Source observes. We co-create. We ask for things. Source gives. If we make mistakes, we release and start a new cycle again. Constant state of learning. Constant state of reevaluation of what words and truth and emotions really are. Because really, for as long as we've been alive, some of us don't even know what the proper, like, you know, when you learn a different language and somebody says gratitude means this, but in your, like, the native language, gratitude, or like what you associate with gratitude is called something completely different and feels something completely different in that different language. Kind of like how in Elvish, if you say namarie, it's hello and goodbye, and it's also I love you and be well, or like go with the light. But in English, if you say I love you, it's a specific vibration. In English, if you say hello, it's a specific vibration. In English, if you say goodbye, it's a specific vibration. In English, if you say thank you, it implies gratitude. But if you say gratitude, it is gratefulness. Are you comprehending this? So maybe like the wounds you've been feeling and the pain isn't the pain that you think it is. Maybe it's the pain of growth. Maybe the anxiety you feel regarding communication with someone isn't fear of rejection or betrayal again, but it's actually the fear of releasing the pain. Because you've held on to it so long, like a burning star in your hand, that you're like, I cannot release this. You know, what if? It doesn't matter. You're strong enough to get through anything. You're strong enough to get through anything, and I'm here for you if you think you're not. take care of yourselves. And those of you that like comment and share the videos, thank you. And I absolutely 100% you noticed I read every single comment, and it puts a smile on my soul every single time, regardless of what it is, because I recognize your energy. So thank you for taking part in our little community here and sharing, commenting, donating, and just bettering yourself and being the best version of you can and that you can be, and looking constantly in the dark places to find your light. It's time to really look at what's preventing you from seeing your light, because it's in your heart. And if your heart wants something and it hurts so bad that you don't have it, or the thought of having it again hurts so bad, then be gentle with your heart and allow yourself the what if in an optimistic perspective. We're moving into a new age, and the pettiness of the past cannot be allowed to enter into the higher realms. It cannot be. We cannot become the poison of the fifth and higher dimensions by not releasing and making peace with the things we've been through in this dimension. We're vibrating on all dimensions at the same time already, like a quartz crystal. But we can only perceive a specific bandwidth of that reality based on the traumas we carry and the programmings our neural network and light travels through. So if you'd like to move forward to a universe of unity, then the things that came up in this reading are the little teeny weeny blocks that are in your way that are anthills that have been made out to be, mountains. The pain you experienced isn't happening now. You've already healed from it. And this King of Wands that came out isn't attempting to hurt you again, and you're not attempting to hurt that person again. Correct? Then the only fear is the fear of what could happen in the worst possible way, which is false. Leave it be. Ask yourself, what's the best that could happen if you communicated with either the King of Wands aspect within yourself and the Queen of Wands aspect. So think about it this way as well. I'm being shown this. Your feminine and masculine aspect, your and excuse the French, your icy cold bitch aspect and your fiery horn dog aspect. There is a disconnect between the two, and there is a sense of the two pages. Remember cups and wands? But there was no stability in the earth except the Eight of Pentacles that was there with the Wheel of Fortune. Those two cards are waiting for these two cards, the King and Queen. So if it's a part of yourself, maybe it's time to get out of your head and do something creative and take action on a creative endeavor that you want to do, because it'll bring about more communication from multiple different sources, which might actually help you heal from the wound that's been caused from a partner you had before or a friendship you had before. Something might help you see things in a different way. Maybe it's this video, maybe it's a moment you'll have in meditation or in the shower. Either way, you know what the right thing to do is. And as long as you yourself don't do what is right and more to your moral compass, to your North Star, then the cycle will keep repeating until you put the work into that. Okay? I love you, and I wish you the best for you in your life. Take care of yourself and those around you, and I'm hearing this very clearly for you. Practice your discernment. Practice your discernment. There are things you believe that are true that are untrue. All right? I love you. Take care of yourself.